Yeah, go ahead.
It's really hard to believe that the Syrian civil war started 10 years ago already, and that it's still ongoing. Quite frankly, that's one anniversary we wish we didn't have to commemorate. The war killed hundreds of thousands and displaced millions of Syrians inside the country and to neighboring countries such as Lebanon. Most of these families still cannot go back to their homes and villages, and their situation is getting worse and worse. In Lebanon, for example, the percentage of Syrian refugee households living in extreme poverty has jumped from 55% to 90% in just 1 year. When you know that 1 in 4 people in Lebanon is a refugee, and that many Lebanese families too are now falling into poverty and desperation, you can imagine that tensions are on the rise between the refugees and their host communities. If we take a look at Syria now, the last year alone pushed 4.5 million additional people into food insecurity, to the extent that now an estimated 60% of the overall Syrian population is food insecure. One of our church partners there told us that before there were bombings everywhere, but at least people could put food on the table. But now it is somehow safer, at least in some parts of the country, but people are starving. So hearing these comments, hearing about our partners and reading these numbers could easily discourage anyone. And yet our local church partners have kept on going. They have kept on selflessly, tirelessly, steadily responding to the needs of the vulnerable people around them. Responding with material assistance, of course, but so much more. They've kept on visiting the families, checking on them, listening to them, encouraging them and comforting them, sharing some form of hope with them. And through their steady and holistic support, some of them for 10 years now, God's light has kept on shining despite the surrounding darkness. And most of our church partners do tell us that the relief ministry of the church enhanced the image of the church, helped the church become a lighthouse in their areas, helped strengthen their witness around them, and draw many people from all backgrounds. And so we certainly do not rejoice in the fact that the darkness is still spreading, but we deeply, firmly believe that no amount of darkness will ever be able to overcome God's light that is shining through the relief efforts of our church partners. Please continue to pray. Pray for our team and our partners on the ground, that God would renew their strength, give them all the hope, the peace, and the joy that comes from Him. And please pray for the people of Syria and Lebanon as they suffer and hurt still to this day. Thank you so much for your support. Without you, none of this would ever be possible. May God bless you and keep you always. Thank you very much.